Hello, we're back with more reading. Exciting reading. So here we go. Okay. Atris would want me to chronicle all that I've learned, and I can at least record some of it. Hey, just like me. It seems that when Atris and I trapped Gen on Riven many years ago, our efforts were witnessed by most of the inhabitants here. Two of the Rivenese even witnessed the confrontation with Gen at the fissure, where I linked back to Myst. Okay, there's an M for you there, so it is Moiety. And where Atris threw himself into the abyss. Of course, they understood little of what they were seeing, but they somehow were able to guess that we had won, that Gen was no god at all, but only a feeble impostor, a false god, and that we had trapped him here on Riven. I always hoped they would deduce this simple truth, but their further conclusions have astonished me. Atris had stripped Gen of his power. Therefore, Atris must be a true god. Huh. Okay, as a god, he was... what is this? Choosing me? Okay. Or chasing me? The spiritual misfit from a Rivenese womb. Wait. He was something me. Good heavens. To be... Okay, choosing me, the spiritual misfit from a Rivenese womb, to be his wife. I was transcending into deity and... something. Lord over Riven forever. And named Lord over Riven forever, I think. Okay. Thus the Moiety, as they call themselves, were born. Ah, I see. A descendant society. Now, finally, we find out. Sworn enemies of Gen. I see. Okay. I did not know of their beliefs regarding Atris and myself until 2 days ago. Etty, I think it's E.T. or Etty, E.T. Was for some reason hesitant to tell me. I can't figure out why. I know she doesn't believe these things. Of course, everyone, something, assumed, I think it's everyone else, yeah, everyone else assumed that I named, wait, that's not named. What is that? I mean, you know, it's something wood. Oh, wood. Okay, I'm sorry. That I would be aware of my own god status, so they made no effort to inform me. I only realized it at a recent gathering to which I was invited. I sat at the front of a dimly lit and crowded cave as they told a mythical story of my own life, acting out the battle between Atris, myself, and Gen at the edge of the fissure. The events had been exaggerated into grandiose proportions. It was offensive, but I was able to stop it. I was able to break the illusion, which is the very foundation of their hope and purpose, and which has given them courage to band together and rebel against Gen. Since then, I've learned of their doctrines and beliefs that have evolved, the most disturbing of which is the conviction that one day I would return to Riven, to free them. Some believe that I will overthrow Gen. Others believe that I will bring them to paradise. And then somebody just kind of goes... I don't know how to deal with this. I fight myself. I love these people, my only real kindred, but they will not love me as an equal, which hurts me. I would rather be their slave than their master. And then one of the kids doodled in here again. Look what I drew. Over the years, as Gen's power has become greater and greater, The Moiety's numbers have grown, and they have become more and more adept at hiding themselves. They now live in a complete network of caves that he still has not discovered. The Moiety, for the most part, have completely severed their relationships with any of the Rivenese that chase against, or choose, I think it's, oh, obviously, that Rivenese that chose against pinning them. I think, is that what that says? Chose? I hope so. But I hope they've not sacrificed vital limbs in order to remove the cancer. Even Father and something are still on the surface in Gen's domains, and I long to see them. But a dimness shrouds Etis' face every time I've mentioned them. Since this break took place, they have interfered with the surface in superficial ways, occasionally sabotaging some of Gen's constructions or stealing food from the villagers. They wear strange masks and costumes during their something forays, their something, okay, forays to the island's surface, it looks like. Islands? Yeah, island surface. And take this regalia very seriously. Reef... isn't that something? I don't know what that says. Something refusing to be seen by anyone outside the moiety unless they are properly attired. They got much pleasure out of the something that those on the surface are. It looks like, I don't know what that is. The fart, I guess. On the surface. This is tough going, isn't it? I apologize, but some of it is just simply illegible to me. Maybe you can read it perfectly, but some of these words are just completely illegible for me. Frightened by these costumes, calling them evil spirits or ghosts. It was during one of these expeditions that they fortuitously rescued me from one of Gen's something when I first appeared on the island. Guards, I think. One of Gen's guards when I first appeared on the island. Otherwise, I'm sure I would have been delivered to Gen immediately. I've no doubt that he's now searching for me. Of course, I am now aware that I was fooled. Atris is not here. I was, at first, devastated by this realization. Now, I am thankful. He would be in he would be in extreme peril here. Also, there is a quiet inner voice, an echoing remnant that wants him far away. I have just witnessed an age dying, gasping its last breath. Today, I return to the surface to see what has become of this island. I hoped it would not be as bad as the moiety had reported. It was worse. They have become they have become slowly accustomed to its steady decay, but I was devastated. The lips from which, but I was devastated. Okay, and then it just goes on here and says, the lips from which the kiss is wrought has fallen words will fall from cold breath. The womb from which they are released has suffered hurt, will suffer death. To get to the surface, we had to travel through a complex series of doors and passages. Before the last of these doors, they offered me a weapon, which I accepted, and then a mask. I held the mask in my hands for a while, wondering what sort of terror it might invoke in those members of my family who still, who still live, doggone it, who still live on the surface. But I also knew I must keep my identity hidden from Gen's ever-vigilant eye, so I accepted it as well. Then, together, we swam a short expanse and emerged out of the surface of the ocean under a rocky overhang. The harsh sunlight made my eyes sting, but the fresh, rich air was exhilarating after these past weeks in the dank cave. The two men with me were silent, communicating only with hand signals. The three of us emerged from one hiding place and made our way to the top of the plateau, at the edge of a thick and overgrown area of the forest. They stopped, peered through the foliage for a moment, and then turned to me, as if awaiting my command, but could not respond. In fact, could not respond. What is that? In fact, I guess. I found it. Why is the I capitalized then? Could not respond. I'm fast. Could not respond. In fact. Oh, I don't know. I found it difficult to move. I was smelling, hearing, and breathing my youth. This swept over me in a matter of seconds, but in seconds more, all feeling was gone. Yeah, all feelings was gone. There was a numbness. We did not stay long on the surface, but it was long enough to see the worst. Riven, which was once one island, has split apart into 5 different pieces, about a half a mile apart. 4 of these have been claimed by Gen as his exclusive domain. Only his, ministers and personal militia are ever allowed access to them. Let's see here. From my vantage point at the edge of the forest, I could see 3 of these islands. They are stripped of their former beauty, and are riddled with Gen's self-absorbed constructions. The Moiety rarely visit these closely guarded places. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and stop it here, and we'll continue on in the next video. I really apologize for stumbling along in this reading, but it's a little bit tough for me at points, just because some of the writing is just, I don't know, odd. Anyway, let's continue on in the next video. And like I said, if you can't stand all the reading, please feel free to skip ahead. Alright, we'll catch you then.